In the meantime, let's check our news focus stories. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 news focus 살펴보겠습니다. 지난 일요일에 치러진 일본 참의원 선거 결과 루게릭병 환자가 국회에 처음 진출하게 됐다는 소식인데요. Let's listen to the story.
A Japanese man with Lou Gehrig's disease has been elected to Japan's upper house for the first time in that country's history, heralding a new era for people with disabilities. The 61-year-old lawmaker describes himself as frail but exceptionally spirited. He was compelled into activism when the care center where he lived reduced services, citing time and labor shortages. A second disabled person also won in Japan's recent election. The 54-year-old cerebral palsy patient who used to be reticent found herself addressing thousands of boisterous supporters.
네, 루게릭병 환자인 후나고 야스히코 씨 그리고 중증 장애가 있는 기무라 에이코 씨가 일본 국정에 참여할 예정이다라고 일본 그 신문에서 보도가 됐습니다. Let's take a look at the article. The Japanese man with Lou Gehrig's disease has been elected to Japan's upper house for the first time in that country's history, heralding a new era for people with disabilities.
Right. I think one of the key words here is that word heralding. Now, if something is heralding something else, it's basically a signal or it's announcing the news that something important and often a good thing, but not always, is about to happen. That's why there are many newspapers around the world that use that word herald in their title because they are bringing you the news. We could also say this, chobok. I know we're in Jungbok, or just past, but chobok is often said to be heralding the start of the hot summer weather.
네, 뭔가를 예고하다 아니면 알리다라는 뜻의 herald가 여기서 쓰였습니다. 많은 신문 네, 그런 언론사 이름에 그 herald가 들어가는 것도 바로 이런 이유에서죠. 뭔가를 예고하다, 알리다, 뉴스를 알리다라는 뜻에서 그렇게 얘기하기도 하는데요. 이 기사에서는 이제 장애가 있는 분들의 어떤 새로운 시대가 열렸다라는 것을 알리는 그런 뉴스다. 이렇게 보면 될 것 같고요. The 61-year-old lawmaker describes himself as frail but exceptionally spirited.
Right, so he does have this Lou Gehrig's disease, also sometimes known as ALS.
Yes.
And because of that, he himself says that he is frail. Now that word frail, F-R-A-I-L, frail, means weak, easily damaged, easily broken. It can be applied to people, as it is in this case, of course, can also be applied to things as well.
Right. Normally we think about, well, I think about someone who's very old when I think of someone who's frail, but in this case that's not exactly the case.
Right. His frailness comes from his ailment. He's at 61 years of age, not that old yet. But you're right. When we think of people in their 80s or 90s, even if they're healthy, just someone in their 90s is usually frail just because of their advanced age.
네, 그래서 몸이 약한 상태를 이렇게 frail이라고 표현을 할 수 있겠습니다. 그래서 실제로 뭐 약하기는 하지만 어떤 장애가 있으니까, but exceptionally spirited라는 표현도 나와 있죠. 그래서 이런 다짐을 했대요. 선출되고 나서 저는 이제부터가 승부입니다 라고 하면서 이제부터 시작이다 라는 다짐을 보였다고 합니다. He was compelled into activism when the care center where he lived reduced services.
Right, so they reduced those services and that drove him, that inspired him to become involved in activism. And so activism is the process of campaigning in public or working for an organization in order to bring some kind of change, usually in the political or social realms.
네. 그래서 실제로 이제 그 어떤 케어센터, 뭐랄까요, 보호시설에서 지내고 있었는데 여러 가지 서비스가 이제 줄어들면서 내가 직접 나서서 어떤 행동을 해야겠다라는 생각을 많이 갖게 됐대요. 그래서 행동주의를 뜻하는 activism 여기서 쓰였습니다. Also, there's another person here. A second disabled person who also won Japan's recent election is a 54-year-old patient, and this person found herself addressing thousands of boisterous supporters.
She did, and it's somewhat ironic because she herself was taciturn or reticent, and she found herself addressing these supporters who were the opposite. They were boisterous. And that word has a lot of vowels in it, B-O-I-S-T-E-R-O-U-S, boisterous. And someone who is boisterous, or a crowd that is boisterous, is noisy, lively, and full of energy.
네, 그렇죠. 원래 boisterous 그러면은 한시도 가만히 있지 않는 굉장히 활발한, 시끄러운 이런
Can
뜻이
be, yes, indeed, it
있어요.
can be.
네, 그래서 활기가 넘치는 이라는 뜻으로도 쓰이는데 이렇게 지지자들이 굉장히 적극적으로 지지하는 모습을 보였고 그들을 상대를 했다라는 얘기가 나왔습니다. 그 앞서서 사실 본인은 굉장히 좀 소극적인 조용한 성격이었다라는 얘기도 있습니다. Let's listen to this story one more time.
A Japanese man with Lou Gehrig's disease has been elected to Japan's upper house for the first time in that country's history, heralding a new era for people with disabilities. The 61-year-old lawmaker describes himself as frail but exceptionally spirited. He was compelled into activism when the care center where he lived reduced services, citing time and labor shortages. A second disabled person also won in Japan's recent election. The 54-year-old cerebral palsy patient who used to be reticent found herself addressing thousands of boisterous supporters.
자, 두 번째 뉴스 포커스입니다. 미국 최고 의료기관 중 하나로 손꼽히는 시카고 대학병원이 의료 과실로 인해 환자가 사망했음을 인정하고 260만 달러, 우리 돈으로 약 31억 원의 배상금을 지급하기로 했습니다. Let's listen to the story.
The family of a woman who died days after receiving a heart test at the University of Chicago Medical Center will receive a $2.6 million settlement. After visiting a heart specialist, the 61-year-old postal worker, who admittedly had a host of medical conditions, died after an artery was nicked during a test. Doctors tried to close the punctured artery, then injected a clotting agent. The woman was discharged from the hospital 3 days later and eventually died the following day.
네, 시카고 대학병원은 지난 2014년 7월이었는데요. 그때 심장 정기 검진 도중에 동맥 파열로 사망한 남서 교회 도시 주민 세라 크레이튼의 딸이 시카고 대학병원과 전문의 미디어 곰버그 메이틀랜드를 상대로 제기한 손해배상 소송을 5년 만에 합의로 마무리했습니다. The family of a woman who died says after receiving a heart test at this particular medical center will receive a $2.6 million settlement.
Right, so we'll look at that word settlement. Now, in a very general sense, a settlement is a type of agreement to end some type of disagreement or some kind of dispute, usually without having to go to court and usually by offering some money. Although those second conditions are not always the case, they are almost always the case. A settlement, resolving some problem, not going to court, and also awarding some money to the person who was victimized or inconvenienced.
그래서 여기서는 이제 합의금으로 볼 수 있을 것 같아요. 바로 앞에 돈 액수가 나왔기 때문에 이제 settlement 자체는 합의라는 뜻이 있습니다. After visiting a heart specialist, the 61-year-old postal worker who admittedly had a host of medical conditions died.
She did, and she went to that hospital for one particular condition to have that condition checked, but she was said to have a host of medical conditions. Now, our listeners are probably familiar with that word host in the context of hosting a party or someone who serves as a host at a party or an event. But in this case, a host means a lot of things. I could say a sentence like this: modern smartphones have replaced a host of other electronic gadgets.
네, 그래서 여기서는 host만 이렇게 단독으로 보지 마시고요. A host of 이러면은 다수의라는 뜻이 있습니다. 여기 뒤에 나오는 게 medical conditions잖아요. 여러 가지 건강상의 문제가 있었다. 다수의 문제가 있긴 있었지만 어쨌든 이제 건강 검진을 받고 나서 사망한 것은 의료 과실로 인정이 됐습니다. And it says here that doctors tried to close the punctured artery, then injected a clotting agent.
Right. So have you ever had a paper cut?
I have.
I'm sure everyone has. They're very painful, and usually they will bleed a little bit, but after some time, they stop bleeding.
Yeah.
The reason that paper cuts and most small cuts stop bleeding is because blood on its own will clot. And clot means to become thicker and sort of form into a more solid form than a liquid form. And there are agents, there are chemicals, there are medicines, if you will, that will speed up this process as well. And those are referred to as clotting agents. That's what she was given here.
아, 그렇군요. 응고를 뜻하는 clot입니다. 그래서 이제 clotting agent 그러면은 응고가 되게끔 혈액 응고를 돕는 어떤 물질이 투여가 됐다라는 뜻이고요. The woman was discharged from the hospital 3 days later, but eventually died the following day.
She did, very sadly, and that word discharged, some of our listeners may be familiar with that word from a military sense. If any of our male listeners have served in the military, mandatory military service, that is, at the end of that, they should be discharged. But we can also use that word from other examples as well, including, as in this case, hospitals and also prisons. And that means to be officially allowed to leave.
네, 여기서의 discharge는 퇴원을 뜻합니다만 군대에서의 discharge는 제대인가요? 네.
I'm not sure.
네, 맞습니다. 그럴 겁니다. All right, let's listen to the story one more time.
The family of a woman who died days after receiving a heart test at the University of Chicago Medical Center will receive a $2.6 million settlement. After visiting a heart specialist, the 61-year-old postal worker who admittedly had a host of medical conditions died after an artery was nicked during a test. Doctors tried to close the punctured artery, then injected a clotting agent. The woman was discharged from the hospital 3 days later and eventually died the following day.
Now let's remind our listeners of the quiz.
Our quiz today: an expedition to observe wild animals is known as blank. Is it number 1, safari, or number 2, rosemary?
짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원에 샵 1045로 보내주시고요. 반디 게시판이나 카카오톡 플러스 이용도 가능합니다. 추첨을 통해서 총 5분께 떡볶이 세트 보내드리도록 하겠습니다.
Nice.
노래 듣고 올게요. This is the Go-Go's Vacation. 자, 세 번째 뉴스 포커스 살펴볼게요. 이란의 영국 유조선 납포로 이란과 서방 간 갈등이 더욱 고조되고 있는 가운데 당시 상황을 보여주는 음성이 공개됐습니다. 이란 혁명수비대가 시키는 대로 하면 안전할 것이다 라면서 유조선을 자기 쪽 항구로 끌고 갔고 당시 영국 유조선은 현장으로부터 너무 멀리 떨어져 손을 쓸 수 없었던 것으로 드러났습니다. Let's listen to the story.
A dramatic audio account of the moments before Iran's Revolutionary Guards seized a British oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz has emerged. The recording suggests that the British Navy attempted to thwart the seizure by warning Iranian forces against impeding the ship's progress. A member of the Iranian Navy can be heard saying, "If you obey, you will be safe." The seizure of the tanker has inflamed tensions amidst renewed hostility between Iran and the West.
네, 시키는 대로 하면은 무사할 것이다 라는 당시의 음성이 공개가 됐습니다. 이란 해적들이 한 얘기로 그렇게 보여지죠. 영국 유조선 납포 당시의 음성이라고 합니다. 이란 혁명수비대가 이런 얘기를 했다고 하네요. A dramatic audio account of the moments before Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized a British oil tanker has emerged.
And that really is sort of key to this whole story, isn't it? That word seize or seizure related to it. Now, when a group of people seize something, and that can be a place, it can be a vessel, it can be almost anything. When a group of people seize something, they take control of it, and they do so rather quickly and rather suddenly, rather unexpectedly.
Right.
And there's also an implication that some force may have been used, although you don't have to use force to seize something.
맞아요. 뭐 붙잡다, 움켜잡다라는 뜻이 있습니다. 장악하다라는 뜻도 되고요. 여기서는 이제 납포하다라는 뜻인데 아주 잘 아는 표현 있죠. Carpe diem, seize the day.
Perfect. Very nice.
거기서는 오늘 하루를 내 손 안에 꽉 붙잡아라 라는 뜻이 되기 때문에 그런 이게 붙잡는다는 의미가 강하게 들어있는 단어입니다. 자, 여기서는 이란의 혁명수비대가 영국의 오일 탱커를 시즈했다. 납포했다라는 뜻이고요. The recording suggests that the British Navy attempted to thwart the seizure by warning Iranian forces against impeding the ship's progress.
Right. So, sort of along the procedure of seizing that vehicle, one of the first steps would have been to impede the process of that vehicle. And when you impede, again, something or someone, you can also impede people, you make their movement or you make their progress difficult.
네, 여기서 이제 progress는 앞으로 나아가는 것을 말하는 것이고요. 그것을 방해하다, 지연하다라는 뜻의 impede가 쓰였습니다. 그래서 the recording actually suggests that the British side tried to thwart this seizure by warning them not to impede the ship's progress. But of course it failed.
That's right. So impede, if we wanted to think of a simpler or at least more common word, we could think of the word blocking or block.
Okay. 네, 그래서 방해하다라는 뜻의 impeding이 쓰였고요. A member of the Iranian Navy can be heard saying, if you obey, you will be safe.
And that word obey, O-B-E-Y, obey. Now, you can obey several types of things. You can obey a command, a person, a law, an instruction. But basically what it means, if you're obeying those things, you're doing what they say you should do. In other words, you are doing what you were told to do.
네, 복종하다라는 뜻이 있어요. obey는. 그래서 우리말로 해석은 이렇게 돼 있죠. 시키는 대로 하면 안전할 것이다. If you obey, you will be safe. 그래서 뭐 시키는 대로 하다로 이렇게 해석이 돼 있지만 이 말 그대로 하면은 사실 이제 복종하면이라는 뜻입니다.
And I think several years ago, I think back in the 1950s and maybe up until the 1960s, the traditional wedding vows in most American states and even I think parts of Canada included that word obey,
Really?
but only for the wife. And so there were several attempts to get that word taken out of those traditional wedding vows. I think it used to say, do you promise to love, cherish, and obey your husband?
그래요. 요즘은 아니죠.
As far as I know, not, yes. But certainly in the 50s and the
옛날에,
60s.
예, 예전에는 이제 결혼 서약서에 아내가 남편을 복종할 것을 맹세하느냐라는 문구가 있었대요. 그런데 지금은 없어졌기를 바랍니다. Okay. And it says here, the seizure of the tanker has inflamed tensions.
Right. Now, if something inflames a situation, then it makes that situation worse. It makes whatever bad thing is happening worse. It makes
Right.
it stronger in a bad way. You can inflame a situation. You can also inflame people's feelings as well.
맞아요. 그래서 어떤 분위기를 더 격앙시키다 아니면은 안 좋은 분위기를 더 이제 격분시키다. 이 경우에는 가뜩이나 지금 이란과 서방 간의 갈등이 있는데 더욱더 고조됐다라는 의미의 inflamed입니다.
And another sense in which we may hear that word inflamed is in a medical sense. If maybe you're outside taking a walk and perhaps you twist your ankle quite severely, your ankle may become inflamed. And in that context, what it basically means is swollen. Although you wouldn't say that your face is inflamed after having late night ramyun. The best word for that is still swollen. But if your ankle or other types of body joints are swollen, you can also say, or your doctor may say, they are inflamed.
그러니까 원래 이제 inflammation 그러면은 염증이라는 뜻이거든요. 그래서 어디인가에 몸에 염증이 생겼다. 휘었다. 그러면은 어느 부분이 it is inflamed 아니면 I have an inflammation 이런 표현을 쓸 수도 있습니다. 여기서는 그 뜻이 아니고요. 고조되다 라는 뜻이 되겠습니다. Let's listen to the story one more time.
A dramatic audio account of the moments before Iran's Revolutionary Guard seized a British oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz has emerged. The recording suggests that the British Navy attempted to thwart the seizure by warning Iranian forces against impeding the ship's progress. A member of the Iranian Navy can be heard saying, "If you obey, you will be safe." The seizure of the tanker has inflamed tensions amidst renewed hostility between Iran and the West.
And it's time now to check the answer to today's quiz. What could it be?
Well, before I give the answer, let me just once, at the very least, give the correct pronunciation of the alternative. That was number 2, rosemary, as I would say in Canadian, rosemary.
Me too, yeah.
All right, very good. But of course, the answer today was number 1, safari.
네. 1번이 정답이죠. Safari. 야생동물을 볼 수 있는 탐험 또는 여행을 사파리라고 우리는 하고요. 영어로는 safari 이렇게 발음을 하는데 그 2번 오답은요. 우리가 재미를 위해서 rosemary라고 했지만 원래는 그렇게 발음하시면 안 됩니다.
Right.
rosemary 이렇게 발음을 하시는 거고요. 자, 1번 정답 맞춰주신 분들 5분 추첨했습니다. 김은종님, 정문환님, 0612님, 2056님 그리고 끝번호 5871 쓰시는 분 모두 축하드립니다. 떡볶이 세트 보내드릴게요. 자, 이제 월터 선생님의 오늘의 표현 들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Well, I hope those 5 listeners are cheering boisterously for winning that tteokbokki set. That's the word I would like to look at again today, going back to News Focus 1. Boisterous. Boisterous means noisy, loud, energetic, cheerful on the positive side.
Yeah.
A little bit too far, it can mean rowdy, R-O-W-D-Y, rowdy as well.
Yep.
And we can also use boisterous to describe the weather. We can say the boisterous wind was blowing.
아, 바람이나 뭐 파도라는지 뭐 이렇게 하여튼 날씨와 관련된 게 몹시 사나울 때 그럴 때도 boisterous를 쓸 수 있습니다.
Yeah.
굉장히 떠들썩한 시끄러운 가만히 있지 않는 내지는 굉장히 활기가 넘치는 사람한테 좋게 쓰면은 굉장히 혈기왕성한이라는 뜻으로도 쓸 수 있고요. 그런 뭔가 에너지가 넘친다는 이미지가 있습니다.
We often say that cheering boisterously. Yes.
Well, I hope everyone's cheering boisterously for our show this morning. Thank you all, if that's the case. 신순이 님이요. 수진쌤, 매일 아침 이 시간이 제게 생기를 불러일으키는 시간입니다. 태풍 뒤라서 습기가 많지만 살랑바람이 가끔 더위를 식혀주는 여기는 남쪽 끝 삼천포예요. 라고 보내주셨습니다.
Very cool.
Wow, have you ever heard of the expression 삼천포에 빠지다?
Does that refer to its position at the very southern tip?
No, actually.
No.
It's more similar to go off on a tangent.
Go off on a tangent. Great
But
expression.
But this name
Yes.
of the place is
Yeah.
used to refer
In
to
that.
that expression.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's down south.
Yes.
And so people say, okay, stick to the point.
Right. Don't deviate way down south.
네.
Gotcha.
그러니까 우리말의 그 삼천포에 빠지다가 영어로는 go off on a tangent라는 표현이 있거든요. 갑자기 생각이 났습니다. 삼천포 굉장히 아름답다고 들었는데
Definitely.
사연 보내주셨네요. 감사합니다. Well, thank you so much, 월터 선생님, for your time this morning.
Well, it's always a pleasure, and definitely look forward to being back here again tomorrow.
All right. Coming up in the second hour of Morning Special, we have a collaboration with Easy Writing, 영작 극장, and we also have our music segment with Punita. I wonder which song she'll be singing for us today. Let's get to hour 2 now with a song. This is Journey singing Faithfully.